ShotokuTech News of the Week, bringing you news stories that you might have missed because there were other news stories. You're watching Snot Dub, or ShotokuTech News of the Week, 25 April 2020 edition. Every day I spend my life in a hostile work environment. Did I mention that I work from home? Wow, this is really exciting. We've talked about bioluminescence in nature before, but this is basically a red tide coming up to a California beach and casting this eerie blue light. So make sure to check out the article. They have several different photographs. So red tides are unpredictable, and not all of them produce bioluminescence. Scientists do not know how long the current red tide will last. During the day, photosynthetic organisms swim upward towards the light, creating a thin, dense layer on the surface that rides on top of the waves. People were really excited to be able to capture this. I know you're probably already hearing this from other sources, but I'm just so stoked about this. 2 U.S. astronauts flying from U.S. soil on the SpaceX Demo 2 craft will visit the International Space Station for an extended stay, the specific duration of the mission to be determined. And this is going to happen on May 27th, so bon voyage, Godspeed, best wishes, and be safe. Here's some interesting good news. Arctic stratospheric ozone levels hit a record low in March. 205 Dobson units on March 12th. These low levels are rare, but they're not unprecedented. Similar low ozone levels occurred in the upper atmosphere in 1997 and 2011. The lowest March ozone value observed in the Arctic is usually around 240 Dobson units. This appears to happen about once a decade. Ozone is a highly reactive molecule comprised of 3 oxygen atoms that occurs naturally in small amounts. Ozone depletion is caused by a combination of factors. Unusually weak upper atmospheric wave events from December through March. These waves drive movements of air through the upper atmosphere akin to weather systems that we experience in lower atmosphere, but on a much bigger scale. Now this is an interesting development. Researchers build a micro device to detect bacteria and viruses. So this is basically next generation device that uses magnetic nanobeads to isolate minute bacterial particles that cause diseases. This can improve how we can detect drug-resistant strains of bacterial infections and difficult to detect microparticles such as those making up Ebola and coronaviruses. Drug-resistant bacterial infections are causing hundreds of thousands of deaths around the world every year, and the numbers continuously increasing. It's urgent for us to better detect and understand and treat these diseases. To provide a rapid, accurate detection, the sample purification and the preparation is critical and essential. So this is essentially a lab on a chip. It's a very small, portable, and hopefully easy to reproduce. Researchers were able to successfully isolate bacteria from various fluids with a microparticle-based matrix filter. Here they take it to the lake to detect E. coli. Okay, so hopefully this will help us in the future. Oh sure, first it was toilet paper. Now animal shelters are running out of pets. It seems with everybody sheltering at home, there's been a real uptick in pet adoptions across the country. NBC News contacted animal advocacy organizations in California, Michigan, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, Texas, Washington, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, and North Carolina. Every single organization said it was overwhelmed by the community support that got animals out of the shelters and into homes. So I guess if you're in the market, you better go see if they're not out of stock right now. April showers bring May volcanoes? Well, it's an interesting theory anyway. Here, the 2018 eruption of Kīlauea may have been caused by heavy rainfall. Scientists are saying that extra rainfall permeated the volcano's subsurface to depths of nearly 2 miles, and it raised the groundwater pressure to highest level in half a century, which weakened the structure of the rock channels inside the volcano. So, if you live near a volcano, watch out when it's raining. I know we've been focused on news and TV personalities testing positive for coronavirus and cyclically infecting their family members to stay in the news, but can't we leave the tigers and lions alone? Here at the Bronx Zoo, more and more of the cats have been tested positive for COVID-19. So stay away from those lions and tigers. I haven't heard anything about the bears yet, but oh my. And by the way, how do they test them? Here, one tiger did not develop a cough. Since we're all cooped up at home right now and living vicariously through our computers, I thought I'd cover a couple of these stories. First of all, Microsoft issuing an emergency security update for a 3D graphics hack. And this is like a new angle for me. But basically, this allows the attacker to arbitrarily execute code at the same level of security that you are. So if you're an administrator on your machine, they can attack your machine as an administrator. Yeah, same user permissions as that of the person that opened the file. So you really should be careful on what you open in your emails. Definitely, there's a lot of times somebody sends me something, I just will not open it. This isn't really a flaw with Microsoft products themselves. They've embedded Autodesk 3D FBX libraries into many of their programs. So the actual security issue is an Autodesk FBX library issue. So make sure to patch your system when prompted and don't click on stuff. Here's another one. I just at work had to take an email security training course, and it was an interesting course, but they never really got down to the nitty-gritty details that this article does. Here again, Microsoft Office 365 or Microsoft 365 isn't really getting hacked. People are getting hacked and then attacked through the Microsoft 365 products. So it's not a fault of the product, it's a fault of people. So what basically happens is you get an email and you click on it, and then once you clicked on the phishing email, the attacker has your password, and they go to your mailbox and then they insert a rule that redirects email from, say, your bank or a client that's going to send you money. They find people within the organization that have the keys to the vault, essentially, and then they insert themselves in the middle. They can sit at their own desk and read your email. They redirect vital communications about finances to another folder within your inbox so you don't see it, and then they can sit in the middle and make up similar domain names and send email from these similar sounding domain names. So you might get Bank of America or Bank of America with another A or something on the end, and requesting a payment, and you send a payment to the wrong email address or send banking details to the wrong email address. And these guys had siphoned off $1.3 million before it got picked up by Checkpoint. So again here, this first email is what's going to get you into trouble. They already have your password once you've clicked in this email. But if you're curious, go into your mailbox rules and make sure you don't have any oddball rules that you didn't create. So there's some details that were not in the email security training I took the other day at work. Okay, it's official. While you were sheltering at home, Microsoft Office Artificial Intelligence has just replaced you in the workplace. Office can now suggest better phrases or compose entire replies in Outlook. design your PowerPoint slides, and coach you on presenting them. They're using Azure machine learning in the back end to correct everybody's grammar, essentially. And so basically, the only thing missing now is AI to watch the presentation, and then none of us will be bored by this PowerPoint slides anymore. But yeah, this is shocking. This is shocking. You'll have to ask yourself at somebody's presentation if they did it or the computer did it. Outlook uses machine learning and natural language processing to suggest 3 quick replies for some messages, which might include schedule a meeting. This could be useful. Excel has the same natural language queries for spreadsheets as Power BI, letting you ask questions about your data. I could see that. Presenter Coach tells you if you're slouching, talking in monotone, or staring down at your screen all the time while you're talking. This is certainly interesting times. NASA Chief Jim Bridenstine urges and warns space enthusiasts to stay home for next month's SpaceX first astronaut launch. I guess this sort of just makes sense. A crowd of fans that would normally turn out for such a launch would not be able to observe social distancing. Join us in this launch, but do so from home. Here's a good one. Scientists use Apollo data to create the best geologic moon map ever. Basically, the United States Geological Survey, USGS, in collaboration with NASA and the Lunar Planetary Institute, have created this comprehensive geologic map of the moon. They've combined data from the last 50 years, including recent satellite data and Apollo data. Yeah, you'll want to explore this link for yourself. Thank you for watching Snot Dub or ShotokuTech News of the Week. Can somebody please get me out of here? Please subscribe to ShotokuTech so little Jimmy can have legs, won't you? Thank you very much.